2015 Kia K900 V8. Answering the luxury call with old school dynamics. Long-term road test wrap-up. In many ways, we're numbers people, performing as we do instrumented testing of hundreds of cars each year to extract the secrets of their acceleration prowess, grip, braking, and fuel economy. Such testing reveals a car's dynamic strengths as well as its weaknesses, serving to quantify and clarify the subjective analysis we glean from driving on public roads. Some vehicles are numbers cars, track day overachievers that throw down epic 0 to 60 mph times, stupendously short braking distances, and face distorting lateral grip but which fall short in real-world qualities such as comfort or practicality or driving excitement. After 40,000 miles in our possession, we can say with certainty that the Kia K900 is not a numbers car. Its weak grip and braking figures align perfectly with the big sedan's real-world demeanor. Retro chassis tuning. Alas, cohesion does not goodness make. Kia's first ever full-size luxury sedan proved to be an excellent impersonator of old-school American land barges. Its tuning is a head-scratcher, given how most every other modern Kia has a sporty bent relative to the equivalent Hyundai. Hyundai is Kia's parent company. The K900 is more flaccid than anything wearing an H badge, including the Equus with which it shares many mechanicals. Everything else about the Kia was as expected: huge value, nicely executed interior, and a monster warranty. Overall, it was the K900's cushy suspension and overly intrusive traction and stability control software that caught most drivers' attention. The dynamic shortcomings often relegated the K900 to long-haul duty, which left the big sedan passed over in favor of more buttoned-down autos for commuting tasks. As such, most of the K900's 40,000 test miles were covered in great big chunks, punctuated by lots of dignified parking. The logbook overflowed with praise for the Kia's highway demeanor, where the soft ride and silent cabin let the miles slip by in relaxing peace. The 420 HP 5.0-liter V8 was silken and made good noises. A V6 has been added for 2016. The transmission was nearly as zen, save for the occasional flubbed shift and its frustrating-to-use electronic joystick shifter, which made selecting the desired gear a more thoughtful process than necessary. Kia cribbed its gear selector design from BMW, where we don't like it any more than we did here. Staffers keen on getting somewhere quickly, on the other hand, would either pick another car or be forced to slow their pace. In slippery weather, the traction control would completely kill engine power, leaving a pregnant pause before giving things another go. This made hill starts in the snow difficult, even on the Pirelli winter tires we fitted. There were occasional nits to pick even on the highway, such as the blind spot monitoring system that would sound an alert on empty stretches of road, and the one time the K900 with cruise control activated initiated full panic braking, even cinching the seatbelts tight, from 75 miles per hour for no apparent reason. That never happened again, thankfully. While most disliked the K900's excessive body roll, and the steering drew ire for requiring constant minute corrections to maintain a straight path, others were alarmed by the Kia's pulse-quickening emergency braking behavior. During hard stops, it felt as though the big 5.0-liter V8 up front were dropping anchor through the subframe to the pavement below. Yet the front end's hunt for Red October we're diving, Captain, was accompanied by so-so braking distances, with the best 70 to 0 mph measurement being 172 feet. Feel through the overly soft brake pedal proved non-existent, and while it had no apparent impact on the brake's fade performance, repeated stops at the test track saw plumes of smoke pour forth from each wheel well, as the brakes must contend with 4,670 pounds of Kia. A cost accounting. Mostly, the K900 confused our staff members. Many logbook commenters wondered why Kia built this car in the first place. Musings that the K900 would make a great modern Lincoln Town Car or a cut-price Lexus LS sedan were outnumbered by questions of how the sedan fits with Kia's broader contemporary image and marketing. The automaker's current lineup benefits from well-sorted ride and handling and a subtly sporting image. The K900 offers neither of those things. And then there's the issue that our test model costs $66,400, nearly twice as much as the base price of the next most expensive Kia sedan, the $35,725 Cadenza. Although service costs through 40,000 miles, and 7,500-mile intervals, tallied a reasonable $449.72, about $100 less than what we spent to keep our long-term Mazda CX-5 on the road over the same distance. It would have been less had we been given the free service other K900 owners get. Because our test car technically belonged to Kia, the dealership said that we'd have to pay up for the free period, which lasts 37,500 miles. We spent more money repairing self-inflicted damage. A pothole took out a tire and bent a rim. A new tire set us back $211.26, while repairing the wheel sapped another $135. Somehow, we bent a windshield wiper arm, requiring a $45.94 replacement, and we later cracked the windshield and spent $974.62 for a new one, and we replaced another tire for $213.58 after a nail puncture. Then there were the mysterious, recurring rear bumper scrapes. The Great Bumper Scrape Saga, Part I, set us back $622.04 for a repainted bumper. Scrape Part 2, 6 months later, on the other side of the bumper, drained another $622.04 from our coffers. Before sending our K900 back to Kia, we also replaced one wheel for $825, as curb rash had begun to flake the chrome off of it. The Kia was, on the whole, very reliable. Its only unscheduled issues outside of our abuse and a failed purge valve at 20,488 miles came right at the end of its 40,000 mile stint. One of the adaptive headlights stopped adapting, leaving one beam drooped. It turns out the internal assembly had fallen apart, and a replacement headlight unit was fitted under warranty. It's a good thing the K900's bumper-to-bumper warranty stretches 5 years or 60,000 miles, because the headlight replacement would have cost us a total of $3,118.50. Whew. Finally, as we were concluding the Kia's end of test performance at the track, the culprit for the transmission slippage and odd gear changes that staffers had begun noticing a few hundred miles earlier manifested itself: low transmission fluid. It turns out, heat built up during testing caused fluid to flow out of the unit's vent tube. A top-off of fluid was all that was needed to rectify the problem. While the car was at the dealer, a technician noticed the right front wheel bearing was making noise, so a new hub assembly was installed under warranty. For a loaded, full-size luxury sedan, the K900 surprisingly avoided racking up costly repairs, mostly thanks to Kia's generous warranty coverage. All things considered, we spent less to keep the K900 wafting along for 40,000 miles than we did for our last few long-term luxury sedans. We spent $1,402 in service for our 2012 Audi A8L and another $2,260 on normal wear items. Service for our 2011 BMW 535i was free, but we tallied $2,027 on wear items, and service was also free for our recently departed Cadillac CTS V Sport, although we spent $1,455 on wear items. Considering that the K900 equipped like ours with a VIP package and including tri-zone automatic climate control, heated and ventilated front and rear seats, power reclining rear seats, power front headrests, adaptive cruise control, a 17-speaker 900-watt Lexicon audio system, full LED exterior lighting, rain-sensing windshield wipers, a shift-by-wire transmission, and a panoramic sunroof had nothing but a headlight and a wheel bearing fail seems not too bad. Especially so given the K900 is Kia's first full-blown luxury sedan effort. As for parting thoughts on the big Kia, we found it to be a wonderful product in need of more final tuning or a little Viagra. A stiffening would broaden this car's appeal beyond the retirement home parking lot. Firm up the nautical ride with stiffer springs and dampers, and chuck it in line with Kia's excellent contemporary lineup, and the K900 could be every bit as great as the Hyundai Genesis. On second thought, just replace the K900's previous generation Genesis/Equus underpinnings with the new Genesis/G90's shared bones and top it off with size larger Optima good looks. Until that happens, $66,400 could be better spent on a certified pre-owned Lexus LS460 or Cadillac's new CT6, provided that car drives anything like the CTS, unless you simply must have a new car that powers itself down America's interstates like vehicular syrup. Alexander Stoklosa. Months in fleet, 20 months final mileage, 40,012 miles. Average fuel economy, 21 mpg fuel tank size, 19.8 gal fuel range, 415 miles. Service, $450 normal wear, $50 repair, $0. Damage and destruction, $2,938. Thank you for seeing our video. We are pleased to share an interesting thing to you. And we hope you like. If you want to get our latest video, please subscribe to our channel.